Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Baka.
So guys.
You can't handle one smile, man. One
Nope.
smile.
What you should do,
kept
Chicken,
him covered up.
is get a sticky note, draw your version of Oak on there,
and just do the whole show like that.
and yeah,
He's got to cut a mouth out though and line up with my mouth. So it'll be like one of those weird picture things in the mouth.
For
moves.
context, I have trouble keeping a straight face when other people are laughing. That's why I'm looking at the camera right now, so that I can keep somewhat of a straight face. So when I do the intro and these fools start trying to laugh at me, I have a hard time keeping it
I'm
straight.
not laughing at you. I'm just happy to be here, man. That's
Whatever.
all I am. I'm happy
Whatever
to be here.
I'm
they're
laughing
smiling.
at him.
Yeah, I know. That's again why I'm looking at the camera, so that I'm not looking at them. They're not worth it. Sip. All right.
Man. So what's everybody been playing? My turn.
We played some Left 4 Dead last night, actually, like for the first time in a long while, and some things literally never change. My sister murdered Chicken, and that was like she shot a lot of people, me included. Yeah, and then
Did she shoot him with a sniper rifle? I just wanted to know if that was like a
First
family
of all,
trait.
Okay.
She
sniper
used a
rifle?
shotgun.
no, it was an
Yes.
assault. She had an assault rifle.
Yes, it was in the first campaign. We were in the sewers, about to go out, to go down the sewers, to go up and enter or exit. And I got attacked, and I downed in that little sewer area. Got back up, went to the back of the group as I was white screen. I was like, all right, I'm just going to heal back here. So I start healing, hoping that my teammates would use the melee function that they added into the game. You know, the one where it pushes zombies away as they come towards me. She instead proceeded to shoot me in the back, which killed me because I was white screened
That's okay.
while healing.
While I was putting in the gas cans in the car, I got shot in the back by her as well.
There's a zombie on your back.
By me, and let me tell you how that went down. This is another one of those I don't understand, y'all know how I play kind of things. What are you doing? We were in a stairwell, and I was shooting at a zombie that was down the stairs, and I was like, bang! And I went to pull the trigger again, and as soon as I pulled the trigger the second time, Baka runs literally right in front of me, and I dropped him. Why? I have a shotgun, and I'm shooting. I'm an active shooter. Why are you running in front of me? Why?
to catch the bullets.
Clearly.
I got it.
He was like, really? I was like, really? What do you mean, really? You ran in front of me. I have a shotgun. What are you doing? You know the rules.
Old man says the same thing every time he
we
catches me on fire. He
also
should know
having
better.
a lot of weird things going on with the game between crashes and stuff as well. So
Yeah.
Don't set up your excuse for dying in the spitter goo. Don't start setting that up. I don't want to hear it from your ass.
We did another round. That was the mall one. And I was up in front, and I turned around and shot a spitter, and there was Baka and Cat and Chicken were behind and still coming around, and Baka had already gone down. And Chicken's like, all right, I'm going to get you up. Don't step in the spitter goo. I turned around in time to see all of the items pop off of Baka's body because he was standing in the spitter goo and dying. I was like,
Okay.
what happened?
All right, so here's the little platform. This is where he went down at. The spitter threw it. It bounced off the wall and landed here and proceeded to spread out like this. He was over here. I was like, okay, perfect. So I stood on him. I picked him up and said, don't step in the goo and go ahead and heal. I turn around, walk off this way to shoot the zombies coming up. I turn around. His ass goes from here to here and then dies in the goo. And I'm like, you weren't standing in the goo when you got up. Okay, you did not need to run into goo to die. Oh my goodness. And I'm just like, fuck it. Let's finish the level. The other time that he died, it was on the first map. Right after you go through the warehouse and you go downstairs, there's a tank. I knew it. I saw the subtitles and I was like, okay, we're going to be careful about this. We're going to slow in here. And Baka just runs right into the room.
Yeah, I was like,
and it gets surrounded immediately. And I'm like, well, okay, the tank is active. Sorry, Baka, here, hold this Molotov for me. And I just threw it at him and ran. I was like, I have a defib. I'll get you up afterwards, and he proceeded to die.
That's funny.
Like I said, you can ask any of our raid people that if I'm not willing to sacrifice you, I will in the name of the group.
Yeah. We did that. We played some D&D, which also had a fun Baka story.
Wow, this is all Baka week right now.
Yeah.
We were playing, and he's playing a rogue, and admittedly, like, sometimes I will get into what's going on and not pay attention to mechanics as much. So he had rolled a critical success to stealth, so I was like, okay, that's fine, and I didn't make him re-roll it on his subsequent move, so he managed to stealth all the way behind the group and behind the zombie bear that they were fighting. And he should have, in the proper mechanics, because he was still stealth, gotten a sneak attack, which would have meant he had advantage on the roll. He could have rolled twice and taken the higher. But I wasn't thinking about that. And
neither was he. Nobody was.
Yeah, none of us were really thinking about it.
I forgot about the advantage on sneak attack.
But
it's something in it wasn't in the previous ones that I'm aware of.
Nope.
Well, he snuck all the way around to the back of this bear that's focusing on Chicken and Red, and it's, like I said, it's a zombie bear, so it's like, it's decaying and, gross, and he rolled a 1, which means that he critically fails. So his little old man character sneaks up and tries to shank this bear, and then instead trips in his excitement and falls straight into, like, face first into stanky bear rump, and then proceeds to fail his constitution check because that's a gross thing. You're in rotten bear behind. So he then vomits, which makes Chicken's character vomit, and like Cat and Red are like, I don't have time for this right now. I don't know. This is not the game I signed up to play. I was like, what just happened? You did so well, and then you failed so spectacularly. It was so good. It was
that's
good.
about how it balances out.
Yeah, it's like, I do so well. Nope, I got bear anus in my face. That sucks.
Oh, it was so fun. So fun.
It was so gross is the proper word.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty gross, but yeah. And then this week was mine and Chicken's anniversary, so we played some Halo 3. Like, Chicken hooked up our old 360s. Like, we went old school and LAN partied and multiplayer stuff. I beat him up this time. Yay.
The final record was like 10 or 11 to like 2 or 3. Like, we played a bunch of games, and she proceeded to smack me up and down the maps. So everybody gets lucky now and then.
Somebody's change of pace.
For now.
We'll
I used
play
Left 4
again
Dead
later.
I used Left 4 Dead for practice. Well, I guess I should have used my controller. Should have used my controller for that.
But you didn't. Oh.
Yes.
That's
I had a few moments of brilliance, though. Proceeded to smash her like 3 or 4 times in a row, and then I just like, oh, she got a needler. Pop, 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 boom. It's like, oh, lovely.
Or the shotgun.
Lovely.
Never underestimate Grif with the shotgun.
Oh God, no! Especially in Halo, definitely not.
Yeah, she likes to sit in those corners, but I know that too. Like, sometimes I get a little bold. I'm like, all right, let's see what you got. Come on, we're just gonna run at each other and see who gets what.
But it was fun. It was fun.
Yes.
So that's what I did. I don't know what the rest of you guys did.
There's been 2 weeks, so we got to play a little bit of stuff in between. I did for multiplayer. We decided to go ahead and try the no build Fortnite out.
What's it like with no building?
Oh my God, like a real game.
So much
Instead of Minecraft with shooting.
I feel like Chicken mentioned something at one point you had said early on in the Fortnite thing that you were like, I would only play that game if they got rid of the building, and then they did, and you played, and I was like, oh, I don't remember him saying that, but I don't have a great memory, so.
Yeah, I'd stated before, like if they got rid of it, because I liked Realm Royale, because they didn't have the building part of it, and the rest of the game play is very, very similar. But what I really like about this, they added a slide mechanic because you can't build, so they added a slide mechanic, which is like, why couldn't you just slide beforehand? Like, why was that not a thing in the game? It's in every other game, but all right, cool.
Because reasons.
Yeah, because reasons. I did find out one of the things that they did. So if anybody's wanting to try it out, one of the things that they did, and it actually, like, if Chicken wanted to do it, this would help him as well, just in general. They have a thing now called visual audio. And so what it does is gives you, and everyone plays with it. So you're at a disadvantage if you're not playing with it. But instead of listening for people to walk around and do all that, it gives you an audio cue around your actual character. So there's like a circle around your character, and it'll tell you what it is. So if they're walking, if they're shooting or anything like that, it has icons that go along with it. And so it kind of gives you an idea if it's going from a distance or whatever. Then it allows you to be able to kind of know what's happening around in the world, which is kind of neat. I really liked that. I didn't think I was going to like it. It took me a little bit to get used to. But since everybody else is playing with it, you kind of got to do it because it
sounds like it's similar to the Left 4 Dead, where you put on the subtitles and whatnot, where it does all the audio cues, like the tank sounds or the hunter sounds or everything. Like, you have to play with it at this point.
Yeah, basically that's how it works. Our very first game it was just me and Old Man. We were playing duos in the very first game. And we got second place. Very first game in. This is the first time I played in 4 years, and only then was 4 hours long.
Well, to be fair, you're playing with like 10 and 11-year-olds. Come on now. You can't be
actually, there's a lot of adults that are playing now that they eliminated the damn.
It's 2022. Those adults are still acting like 10 or 11-year-olds.
No. True that. No, I agree with that. So you go in, and it's like we got second place a few times on that one. Monday, this following Monday or past Monday, we did the exact same thing, but we ran trios. My friend Tim joined. Very first game in, first place. And then we got a couple third places, a couple second places. We got a couple of, oh my God, we should not have gone to this sweaty ass area at places. But it was fun. Like, I really enjoyed it. It's just it's got a different feel to it than with the building aspect of it. It looks like Epic is deciding that they're not going to, that they're still going to have building as an option, and you can go into a build mode now. They put building back into the game, but there's also the no build mode. And I think it was so popular and brought so many people back. I think that's going to end up being a permanent thing.
Oh, no doubt. We've been saying this for years and years at this point. Put it in no build mode. Your gameplay is there and it's solid, but the building is just a abstract third party shit that you don't really need in there.
Right.
We got a
right.
solid,
like, because when they did creative mode, like I've looked at some of the stuff for creative mode, and I want to go in and play it. Somebody's done a Doctor Who thing in creative to where you can you basically have to figure out these puzzles to move on through a plot line, but they've created a plot line inside of creative. I thought that was genius because it allowed people to actually play Minecraft essentially and create something that you know, in this game to where you could go through. And people would do like gauntlets and try to finish these gauntlets in a certain amount of time and make them very difficult. And I thought that was brilliant. And I think this is the next step, which it's sad to say that the next step for a game that was kind of innovative is to go backwards. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But I really enjoyed it. Also with Sea of Thieves, we ended up playing some Sea of Thieves, and we played the next mission on it. Really enjoyed the missions. The third mission starts this week. I think this week. No, in 11 days. Starts in 11 days, and it's supposed to be massive based on the way that the videos and stuff are showing it, to where it's gonna, but only the people, it's very weird because it looks like only the people that are playing in adventure mode that are actually following the stuff can see the things that are happening, type deal, based on the way that it's done. It's very strange. But you're all living in the same world, so it's kind of like, all right, are we going to be attacked? We're not going to be attacked, type deal. But I've really enjoyed those forts. To being able to jump into Sea of Thieves and for 30 minutes be able to go in, take out a fortress and come back, I thought was, you know, is just nice, because that's the problem with Sea of Thieves. It took so long to get to each part to be able to do anything that you had to take 2 hours out of your time to do it, unless you were fishing, you know, and fishing hasn't always been in the game. So it's like,
That's true.
you know, they're gradually adding things that allow for the casual player to be able to enjoy themselves, and they're not extremely difficult. It is one of those where, you know, you go to a fortress, you can take over the fortress and kind of enjoy yourself. So we did that, and then of course, well, I'll put one little side one on, which is my little casual game to keep me from being stressed out right now is Stardew Valley. That one's gonna go to the side. We're not gonna talk about Stardew Valley though. And then I've been playing, of course, Icarus, and Icarus. They changed how Icarus works in respect to their actual timer that's at the top of the screen. For if you logged in before into an actual mission, you got into the mission, and at the very top was your real life timer. So it'd say 7 days. So you get in there and you know you have 7 real life days to complete this mission.
Right.
The problem is for the casual players that were out there, or the ones that always wanted to play with just their friends, they wouldn't have been able to complete the mission necessarily with their friends. So what they've done is you now have 90 days to complete any mission, but the timer at the top is actual in-game how long you have to beat it. So if you go in with your friends and you're trying to set some stuff up and you're there for 45 minutes, that takes 45 minutes off the timer. So they'll say you've got 7 days to do this, but it's actually, however, it's 7 days of actual game time of you playing, which I like a lot better because it means that No Pants and I aren't having to do a ton of stuff on the side. The new scorpions and stuff that they've added, they've repainted. They were this kind of darkish red color. Now they're like bright red with this big purple stripe down the back of them, and they are dicks. Big time dicks. It takes, for bone arrows, which is your second set of arrows that you can make, for bone arrows, it takes about 20 arrows to kill one. And we are currently at a mission right now that is right next to the desert where those scorpions are at. And I'm like, okay, we're nowhere close to prepared. And we landed there last night, but we've now unlocked the ability to be able to mine exotics. Normally we'd go into a cave, there'd be an exotic there. We clink on it, we get 15 out of it. We'd take it back to our ship, leave it there. Now we can go and mine, and we'll get like 184 exotics, which we can sell for Ren, which is their other currency, and be able to use it to be able to unlock stuff to take down with us, which is nice. So we ended up with like 1,100 Ren the other day if we had traded all of our stuff in, which was nice. So they're doing some very positive things with the game. They've also added a scanner to be able to find caves. They've added a scanner to be able to find exotic, or actually deposits in general. And now that we've finished the mission that allows us to be able to find deposits easily, they're just scattered everywhere. Right. We can see them now where we wouldn't be able to see them before, which I thought was neat. So it's definitely a game that I like how they're building as they go. We had a guy that came into the chat last night. He's going to be playing with us tonight, but got a guy that came in last night, and he started during the beta and passed, and he would speed run it and try to go through as quick as he could, and it burned him completely out. And I was like, man, this is casual. Don't try to do anything fast. You're going to come play with us. We're chill, man. We just go in and enjoy it and go, okay, what do we need to do to get to the guns? That's all we need. Once we get to the guns, we just have a good time.
Right.
And so it should be pretty fun tonight working on that. But that's all I got. That's all I played, of course, because Icarus takes up so much of my damn time. But you know, I'm sorry, it's my world, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, ours is usually Zomboid. We just haven't played it lately because we were doing other stuff. So
I get it.
We all have our problems. It is what it is.
Yeah, they're not problems. They're only problems when they cause problems. So far,
it's only a problem once you've gone to a meeting and somebody's told you it's a problem.
Exactly.
Once there's been an intervention.
That's right.
Well, we have anything else, or we want to talk about some news?
Did you play anything, Baka?
A little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! Since I was on the bench for a while, I hopped into the Old Republic. I messed around on there, did Starship Battles.
I benched Baka for WoW raids this week. It was his turn.
Everyone gets benched.
Yeah, it was his turn. I let him slide from like the last time was January.
Well, to be fair, we were having
tell me about
as
it.
far as with people attendance. So
tell me about it. Oh.
Well,
I'm trying to think if I've played anything. I have not done a damn thing.
Yeah, I didn't do much. Yeah, other than what we've done as a group, because other than that, I've been painting miniatures. I did the Han Solo, and now I'm working on Chewie.
Of course,
yeah, the Han Solo looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome.
It's on his Twitter if you want to see it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the Chewie so far. I'm just about done with the fur. Then I got to do the pouch bandolier thing and his weapon.
Nice. Cool.
Well, let's talk about some news. There's not a whole lot, but you know, a couple of pieces here and there.
Oh, let me throw out my disdain for the Eurogamer site now. You guys suck. You took your dates off of the separation for your articles, and I don't know how far back I'm supposed to go. That was a small thing that was super nice to be able to just kind of go back to where I needed to go, but you took them away from me. So shame on you.
Oh
man.
But we do appreciate the work you do on each
chicken.
article. Save that part. Make it a lot easier for us. So one of the things we talked about several different times has been NFTs in games. And of course, Ubisoft tried so hard to put an NFT in a game. And we said at the time, that Ghost Recon Breakpoint, that this is their last hurrah. This is them trying to say they're putting it into a dying game just to see if they can intrigue people to play the game. Well, guess what? Ubisoft says they're going to be stopping working on the damn game. But somehow the NFT is going to live on. I've yet to figure that one out. So,
What?
NFTs are just killing everything.
Yeah, like there's like no point for the NFTs. Like you just spent a lot of money on your NFTs for what?
right?
Like, I mean, NFTs are supposed to be like, hey, this game is like you could sell NFTs in a game like Fortnite because it's got such a longevity to it, or in games like League of Legends, or things like WoW that are guaranteed longevity style life. But things like that need to be attached to the company, not to a game. Like if I buy an Ubisoft NFT, it's tied to Ubisoft NFT, and I can sell it back to them, not for their damn game where it's like, oh, we're done with Breakpoint, so that thing you bought that's worth real money is actually going to become worthless because nobody plays it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's so weird that they did this. Like, because Ghost Recon's a Tom Clancy game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you choose this Tom Clancy game? Like, you've got Siege.
Yeah, I know, right?
Testing
Like,
it out
you've got-
to see if you could bring people back to get money out of a game that nobody's playing.
I guess. But here's my call now. The next one's on Siege. They're going to put it in Siege. Because they can get the longevity. This goes back to what Chicken was just saying. Because of the longevity, they look at it and they know that Siege has such a big player base. And they're not giving up on these.
The second that they announce it for Siege, like that community is gonna die.
Like you could do, like you don't have to do fucking NFTs now. If you really want to get into it, you could, because what they did in League a while back ago was that they sold skins for teams specifically. Now you can, like, if you want to get real technical, like really fucking technical, whenever anybody wins a League of Legends World Championship, their team gets a special made skin completely designed for their team and whatnot. And you could do like, I don't know, like the team could get a special variation of that skin, and then they can sell those skins and, you know, get money for their corporation or whatever. And that could be an NFT style. It's like signed jerseys. Like this is the team's skins, special made, one of a kind. You can buy it, only you will have it, and the profits go to the team that won the world championship against them. You could do something like that, but I mean, it's so far and in between to make something acceptable in that kind of realm, because signed jerseys have a real value in real life. Like, you go to a game and someone signs your jersey, you could take that motherfucker and go sell it, or a football or a soccer ball or anything. You can sell it, a baseball, whatever. They have real value. So in a competitive market in games, you can still do the same thing. It's just a bit harder because you've got to make something very specific that can fit that mold.
Well, I mean, like, even with Halo, for their multiplayer, they sold all the different teams that were in their tournament. They sold skins that looked like the skins they were using.
Right.
So you could support whatever team at Cloud9, whatever you happen to be a fan of.
Like Overwatch too.
Yeah, and Overwatch the same thing. So it's like, that's how you do it. If you wanted to set it up as an NFT, I guess you could. I just think the market is so unregulated, and it wasn't long ago. We didn't cover it, but it wasn't long ago. There was $600 million stolen from through just I think it was Bitcoin. Yeah. It was crypto. It was of some sort. There was $600 million stolen off of the site. So it's like, which the blockchain is going to prevent them from being able to sell it completely. So it's kind of stupid on their part, but it's also one of those where it's like, it's not secure because all those people still lost that money. They're not getting that money back. So, it's in the cloud somewhere, basically. Yeah. So I don't.
I was thinking for the Overwatch thing, if you do the team jerseys, you could buy them straight from the game, but you could also have the players who are on that team for that year do their signature and then get their signature, put on the skins, and you can buy either NFT versions of the skins or normal versions of the skins, and only release like 500 versions of the signed skins. And then once those players move on, you've got a signed version of this skin with this player while they were on this team. It's like jerseys. Like, there is value for it. You just got to find the right place to kind of fit it in.
Well, and the thing about it is you could help benefit said team a little bit by doing that as well. So you turn around and you go, okay, the original NFT price, let's say it's $10. The original NFT price is $10, and a portion of that goes back to the team or it's charity, whatever it is they want to give it to, and that a portion of it goes to that, and then you keep it, and when you sell it, you're getting your money back plus, but something, it benefited somebody at the start, which is the main and important part of that. And if you wanted to, when you sell it, you say a portion of this is going to go to whatever, that's up to you. Proceeds. Yeah. So I don't know. I just, it's so unregulated that in video games, it does not make sense. We've had the discussion before about if you're going to do it, look at the, especially with like the Xbox Series S that's completely digital, and you've got an entire digital version of the PS5 as well. Being able to resell a digital copy essentially of a game that you purchased off of their marketplace, is selling it as used and being able to get a portion of your money back that way, maybe. Right. It would be similar to an NFT in that respect, but I don't know. I just think it's, except it's going to devalue, not increase in value, unless it's PT.
Well, true.
Yep. Let's see. In other news, earlier this year, E3 had announced that they're not going to do an in-person event, just like they didn't for 2021. But now they've officially even canceled the digital event as well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I mean, we called it.
Yep.
We said that they were probably going to scrap E3, and that's kind of what's happening. So,
And Jeff Keighley with his smug ass face, that's right, I'm talking about you. His smug ass face replied with the smug little emoji, or the little smirk emoji after they posted that. It's like, yeah, we all knew what you were doing there, bud. Now,
it was a winky face. Yeah. It was a winky face. He didn't even reply. He just posted on his own Twitter right after the announcement.
Everybody knew what you were posting at. Now, if you could go ahead and make your award shows about the awards instead of everything other than the awards. I mean, I come to watch the award shows, and it's literally like 15 minutes out of your 3-hour show.
Well, and the thing is, I don't have a problem because of the way E3 was set up, like the summer games thing that Jeff Keighley does. I don't have a problem with the fact I'm watching a million trailers because that's what I'm coming there for. I want to see the new announcements.
That's fine, but I don't need 3 different live performances, special guests who have no idea what a video game is. And like and I need the awards to kind of be like a main part, because I don't know how many times he's like, oh, and the winner of this award is this one, congratulations. Okay, and the winner of this award is this one, congratulations. And the winner of this award is this one, congratulations. All right, now back to the trailers. Okay. And then after the trailers, it's a live performance by some person who's never played a video game.
And I don't understand this mentality either of like, the Oscars are a shit show. Let's forget about the slap, but the shit show in general
around the world,
right? They have been, because it's one of those where they've always had a good setup, but they didn't have a good in between. He's got all in between and no awards really that's been given in for his. Right. There needs to be a combo of the two. It's almost like what needs to happen is like, so they need to have like best song. One of the things that Oscar does really well is to say they'll have 5 songs that they picked out of an entire, out of the entire lineup, right, of games that are out there, and they'll have best songs for that. Maybe it's title song, whatever your category is for that, and then in between they'll have a performance of that. That's okay for a performance, but a random performance by somebody that's just because they happen to be fans of video games or they were the ones that played at the very first Game Awards, like I give a shit. You know, it's like the first Game Awards was not good. So no, I don't want to reminisce about that. I think that's where they kind of need to slide into, because you can make it, or even then you turn around and you go, okay, this game is up for best game of the year, and you show a small trailer of it, or maybe something about the community for that particular one. And then throughout the entire show, you show our second one for game of the year is going to be this, and let's say there's five people for that category, and then at the very end of the show, you give for the best game of the year, so that way people kind of know, instead of just going, here are the 5 ones that were the game of the year, and here you go, done. Like have a build up to it, a reason for people to stick around.
Yes, for the love of God, please do something. Jesus, for an award show, it's not very rewarding to watch.
Yeah.
At all. At all. For sure.
Most award shows are really boring to watch, but
they are. And the thing is I think that's why the trailers are there, is to try to, because he was thinking they're boring to watch, but if I give this, the people are there. And he's not wrong. Give us some trailers.
Yeah, I like trailers and announcements and things like that. Well, it's all good.
Let's say that, Bob's Crane Game, I just made up a game, but let's say Bob's Crane Game is up for Game of the Year, right? Uh-huh. Then you go to said developer and you say, do you have another game you're working on that you're wanting to announce? Right? And then you turn around and go, Bob Crane Game is up for Game of the Year this year. The developer, Smithtown has got... I make up great names, guys.
Yeah, you do. Smithtown made Bob's Crane Game.
Yeah.
Fired. Removed from his position. We're done.
Smithtown is the, it has got another game coming out, and here it is, world premiere. Boom, boom, boom. Instead of going world premiere, and guess what, guys? Another world premiere. And guess what, guys? Another world premiere. Guess what, guys? And these people won this. But by the way, world premiere, it's annoying.
Yes.
Like,
yes,
I get you have to pay for your event, but guess what? I'm fine with commercial breaks. Yes. Give me actual advertisers over what you're giving me right now. Ask Corsair or Razer or some PC company, Alienware or something, to help pay for some shit or something. I don't give a crap. Just something. I don't know. I just think that definitely needs to improve for sure. And with E3 to me, I said this before, should have stayed an event for the press, and should have stayed an event that you gradually bring in your content creators that that cover gaming news. And I'm not saying
there are so many content creators in this.
But I think you base it on you still have criteria because like Grif and I looked at this once before. Well, excuse me, Grif and I point the right direction. Looked once before, and the criteria that was there, you had to have a certain amount of following, you had to be around for a certain amount of time. Like they're looking at that criteria. You just steepen that criteria a little bit to make sure they're legitimate, not somebody just trying to get in the doors.
All right.
And I think that's where they could have stuck with that, because I mean, one of the things I loved is getting off work and watching G4's coverage of E3, because I knew it was something I wouldn't get to see otherwise. At that time I wasn't going to cons, so I had no idea, and it was great to just sit back and watch and see what was happening, and maybe little indie games that nobody knew was going to happen and just happened to be at E3.
All right.
And then plus the big events that we're used to watching. I am also interested to see how everybody adjusts. Does Microsoft have their own event? Nintendo's already had theirs.
Yeah, Nintendo.
Nintendo has ones periodically. And that reminds me, THQ Nordic has theirs August 12th. Is having their own event, which, to be fair, they've got like 5,000 companies. So
I would like to state though, PlayStation's last production for their large presentation was that really bad one where they had to move from one building to the other.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was their last E3 forever. That was gonna be the really bad one for Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, right? Because you had the guy with the flute that was sitting up in the front. It's like, great musicians, guys, appreciate it, but that was their last. And the people outside that were doing the commentating, like it was a sporting event of some sort.
Yeah, that was weird.
While they were moving from one location to another. So strange. What else we want to talk about?
I don't know. Everything.
Everything. We talked about Sony for that last one, so let's do them overhauling. There was rumors that was coming out, and now it's been confirmed that they're overhauling their PS Plus service, and it launches in June, which again, 3 tiers is the way that it's being set up. The first one is the one that everybody knows, which is the PS Plus. You get your couple free games, and then with their little bit of service that they have there for their games for PS4 and PS5. Then you have the next group up, and you're going to get some PS4 games along with the PS5 games that are added in. And then you have the next group up, which is going to give you PS1, PS2, and PS3 that are currently available on PS Now. Right. Those games are streamed. They're not downloadable because they don't have a way of making an emulator for the PS5 or the PS4.
It's kind of weird.
So they're actually streamed over just like PS Now is. Which I think is odd.
Yeah, weird.
And then the strangest move of all for all of this, which does not surprise me with Sony, to be fair, is they are not going to have their new releases on their service. Where
like Microsoft, it's everything on there. They're like, no.
Yeah, so all their first party titles are still going to be to where you have to pay $60 like you normally would, or $70 depending on the game.
I mean, so I get it. Their first party titles are extremely high demand. Like,
yeah, I agree.
That's what they do. Like, they are definitely known for their high demand. And I'm not going to be entirely mean here, but their quality when they release a single player game is just bars ahead of everybody. Like, they go with Nintendo style where it's not being released until it is ready. Microsoft has kind of been a little bit more lax when they release things, and the most recent one being Halo, where the community is just fucking done with them, where they released Halo, and it's just kind of been suffering for like the last 6 months. They literally got drip-fed a picture of Season 2 that starts May 1st, and they released back in November. So the community has been just fuming at the
They have a trailer now
lack.
for Season 2, but it's still not... It's not much information.
Yeah, it's so, like, here's some pretty pictures. What's in it? Look at these pretty pictures.
Yeah, it's very vague, and I was thinking that you were going to get to play as the Covenant because of some of the shots they showed were like side shots, and I was like, that looks like a Covenant walking. That's cool. You know, go back to having kind of, you know, the Spartans versus Covenant stuff. No. It's still Spartan stuff, and it's like, all right, fine. I don't disagree. I think with Sony, and that's why people buy Sony stuff, right? Is their exclusive games. That's you purchase Sony. Most people that have PCs still own a Sony device because of the exclusivity, especially now that Xbox has the Game Pass on and is on Steam. Like they have the Game Pass and they're on Steam. They're willing to sell their stuff. Where Sony's not willing to sell their stuff outside of their device because they're still worried about the console. But I think the thing that Microsoft did really well is they went, wait, it cost us more to create this console than it does for us to sell the console. We make money off of the software, so why are we not just making money off software? So, but I really think that it's just kind of a lame service. I'm happy for just Sony people because they're at least getting this service.
Yes.
But
yes.
But it's just comparatively, you cannot compare the two.
No, they're totally different things. Where, in my opinion, Microsoft's Game Pass feels like a paid version of the Steam store, where like you get access to the entire Steam store. There are a lot of early access games, and whatever comes there, you have access to, but you're not guaranteed high quality on every single title that you get in there. You have access to it. It's just, you're paying to have access to it, which is nice. It's nice to be able to just kind of log in, go through the catalog, find something to play. Whether it's going to be hit or miss is kind of one of those things. It's the same thing with Steam. You find an early access game, looks really cool, go ahead and play it, and it's like, ugh, this thing needs some work still.
I would agree with that. Yeah. I mean, I think that Sony in general, the other thing about it is too, if you think about this, Game Pass's Ultimate Edition, right, gives you all of EA's vault, plus it allows you to be able to play on both PC and the Xbox. So it gives you access to two different versions of the Game Pass, plus all of EA stuff, where Sony's Ultimate is just like, here's the backwards compatibility that we can't do. Here you go. Here you have it. We can do a PS4 to PS5, but that's it. Here's 1 and 2 and all that, where I feel like, all the people gave Microsoft shit for the Xbox One not being backwards compatible, and they have knocked it out of the park since then. Because they were like, okay, 360 is going to be available. Okay, here's an emulator. We figured out how to make it run on here because all it is a freaking Windows 10 machine anyway. And then, all right, here you go. Here is your original Xbox stuff. Here's all the stuff that can run on here because, we're able to support it. And I think that's amazing. Where PlayStation, this is the first time they've had backwards compatibility in, 15 years or more.
The absolute best backwards compatibility program is a PC. I could play anything from any era, any game from any console at any time on the PC.
Some of it you have to look a bit harder for,
but you can still play anything. You can play modern console games on your PC.
But it also is a legality issue as well.
I don't care.
You should.
I grew up from an era where we used LimeWire and things like that to get our music and stuff. So, not condoning it, but just saying that the pirate world.
I don't care, but I'm not condoning it. That's what you just said.
Yeah, I don't care, but the pirate world is out there.
It is out there, but it's
the pirate world is getting out there more with all the services of like, well, if you want to watch this program, you got to have this, and that's $10 to $15 a month. And
that's how it got big to start with too, because you had everybody was locked into cable, right? And then you had just YouTube as a regular thing, and so people would find movies, television shows, everything else. Even in the early 2000s, we'd go on to find ways of downloading this stuff to watch it because I don't want to pay for cable. I want to do this or I want to do that, or I don't want to pay for HBO or whatever it was. I used to do the same thing back in the day. But I just don't do it now because it's one of those where I did have a friend that wasn't arrested, but he was fined heavily. So I don't do that anymore.
Right.
Since he gave me some of the stuff.
Mr. FBI, I don't do nothing. Don't look at me.
Exactly.
For the record, everybody, you can request all the information the FBI has on you at any time, and they have to get it to you within a timely fashion. So if you are worried,
done that?
No, I have not yet. But yes, all you got to do is just be like, hey, I want all the information, or I want all my entire profile that you have on me, and they have to send it to you because it is a public record.
Fair enough.
So yes, if you were worried that they might have something on you, you can request it. And if they don't give it to you, that means there's an open investigation and you're in trouble. So just go ahead and deal with it immediately.
Start deleting your hard drives now.
Oh no, my computer caught on fire. Why is it outside? It just fell out of my window. My bad.
It fell out of my window across the room.
Yes. Oh no, it fell off of my desk and rolled out a window.
I was moving it because I wanted to clean my room.
Yeah.
And I was walking and
I fell out a window.
And it fell out the window and caught on fire. It was crazy.
Yeah, man, it's just wild.
Oh, too funny. So one of the things that we've been covering, of course, is Activision Blizzard and all the crap that's been going on with Activision Blizzard. It wasn't too long ago when Microsoft was asked by Ravensoft, hey, do you have a problem with us being unionized? And they're like, nope, no problem at all. No issues whatsoever. Well, Activision Blizzard is converting all of their game testing temps into full-time employees, paying them $20 an hour to do all that instead of contract workers. The only people they're not allowed to do it with, and this is a legality issue, is the Ravensoft people, because they can't go in negotiating to people that are trying to unionize, because then it looks like an incentive of them trying to not let them unionize.
Fair.
So that's a legalized issue with the National Labor, because the National Labor Relations Act is the word I'm looking for. So there's hope yet, but this doesn't go into effect until 6 months before Microsoft is scheduled to take over. So January 1st is when this is supposed to take over.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised whatsoever if all of a sudden there's people let go between now and January.
Oh, yeah. You know that Phil Spencer's standing there with his little whipstick going, you're fixing this before I come in. Like, I don't want to come in and start smack people, but I'm giving you a chance right now. You're going to be mine in about a year. So you go ahead.
Image.
You go ahead and straighten up now, or else I'm going to crack that ass.
He'll be wearing a Limbo shirt at the time, just because he loves his indie games.
Yeah. They're all like, okay, yes, we'll take care of it. We got you.
Oh, too funny. So one of the announcements that came out, I guess the announcement was today or yesterday. What was this?
Yesterday. Yeah,
it was today.
No, it was today.
It was today.
Yeah.
So it's the 20th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts, and Kingdom Hearts 4 has been announced. I know Grif is so excited about more Kingdom Hearts games going out after her first attempt at one.
She's a hardcore fan of Kingdom Hearts.
Clearly.
That is a lie. Do not listen to me.
Although somewhere, states away, Snitty is like,
He's perking up, going.
They've got a really big fan base for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's an understatement.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So I had to look this up because I knew it was a long time. So I had to look this up. So there were concepts of Kingdom Hearts 3 set up as early as 2005 that we know of.
mm-hmm.
And the announcement of the actual development didn't happen until 2013, and the game wasn't released until 2019. So now we know the game's in development. We have a trailer. All right. So based on before, if you wanted to look at it from that standpoint anyway, you'd be looking at this game coming out in basically 2029-ish.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe probably 2029. The end of this decade is when you will get Kingdom Hearts 4.
And if I might be mistaken on this one, but I wanted to say the game was originally supposed to be for PlayStation 3 and then came out for PlayStation 4, that next generation, right? Which was part of the, they had to kind of remake it to make it better graphics and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Because that was going to be one of that was the big seller point for PlayStation 3 at the time. What was everyone was like, oh, Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to be on it, and yeah, it ended up being on both Xbox and PlayStation anyway. But
they're I watched the trailer. The trailer's kind of, I mean, it's got Chernabog on it, which is like one of my favorite Disney characters of all time. He's from Fantasia and Night on Bald Mountain. He's the big demon that you think of. But it's like a black shadow version of him, I guess, because the game has those little shadow characters and stuff. But that's basically it. It's just fighting Chernabog. That's doesn't show a whole lot. It's there. Game's still in development. It's like, okay, make a trailer, guys. Done.
Cool. Now get everybody hyped up. Let's go.
Do what we gotta do. Baka, you want to handle this the Sonic one?
Go for it. I have no idea what the fuck I'm still reading.
I don't know. It's just something I saw this morning that I thought was kind of interesting. But what was it? One of the guys who used to do the Archie comics for the Sonic stuff back in the day, he got Twitter messages and stuff from people saying they used characters or something that he created in the new movie that came out.
And based on what the article saying, one of the characters, because I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody, and I haven't seen the movie, but I don't want to spoil it any. Basically, one of the characters is sort of mentioned, but not a name mentioned. It was just relationship mentioned. And one of the other characters is inferred based on an item in the movie and an item in the comic book. So they're very vague. And this guy not even watched the movie.
Looking at it, there
isn't
stuff. Much there to go off of as far as like legal things. So I mean, they didn't like flat out go like we're just going to completely pull this from the comic and put it in the movie. It's like we like the general story elements to it, so
wouldn't it be theirs to use anyway?
Yeah. I don't know what it is with the Archie comics and Sega. I would assume Sega would have kept the rights to anything
that they made.
Archie did, yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's like, unless you like stole the copyrighted characters and just wrote a comic, and now you're mad that they're taking their stuff back. It's like, I'm pretty sure you got permission to make this stuff, which means that's theirs by default.
Unless when he was doing the comics, he somehow got something in a contract, I guess, for whatever characters he creates during it. He got to keep the rights to.
That is completely possible, and if there is some sort of legal contract in there, then he does have a case. But if there's not something specific that is like you have the right to the original characters you create for the comic, he does not have any legs to stand on.
Well, evidently he has. It looks like he's sued Sega before
and lost.
Mm-hmm. So, like over the same shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Very weird.
Maybe he's just trying it again because it's like, oh, well, now I can try to get the internet to back me and put pressure.
Good luck.
I don't know. Like I said, I just saw it this morning, and I read through it a bit, and I was like, this is absolutely stupid. But
You're not wrong. I mean, it's dumb. Like the person decided, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sue.
It reminded me of the whole Uri Geller thing of Kadabra and them stopping to use that because of the spoons. It's like
this fucking spoons.
Right.
God damn.
It makes you wonder if like in this case, Paramount is the one that is the company that actually created the movie, is in charge of the movie. So you're going to go after Paramount, which is massive.
Yeah,
like on so many levels, it's massive. And it's like you're going to go after Paramount for this, but Paramount bought the rights through Sega.
Right.
So anything Sega, theoretically, I'm not a lawyer, just throwing this out. This is my thought processing. I don't know how the law works on that one, but I'm thinking if Sega has already won the lawsuit to be able to use these characters because they're the original content creators, therefore, whatever Paramount does with this, Sega's giving them that permission, and therefore it would negate whatever decisions made beforehand would negate the Paramount one.
Yeah, I mean, legally that seems like it would make sense. I mean, Sega owns it. Sega won their lawsuit. Right? Yeah, so technically all of that stuff gets moved over to Paramount. Paramount is just literally acting through Sega. They're like, hey, we're using what they gave us permission to use. We're going to do this.
And I don't understand, like, this whole... You didn't create these characters.
Mm-hmm.
You're using characters somebody else created and making comics out of them.
Mm-hmm.
So the original content creator should have the rights to it. The storyline and stuff like that, I kind of get that, but you don't have permission to use. I'm like, you have to have permission to use their characters to start with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be some legality there of what's in control. So I don't. It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. Yeah. So good luck with the Paramount.
Yeah,
they're 400 judges. I mean, 400 lawyers that are gonna walk into a room and you're one where you gonna represent yourself. Either way.
Good luck.
Yeah. There might be a settlement on that one. I don't know. He's looking for a quick buck. And they're going to go, let's go to court.
You let us know how it goes.
I mean,
I'm sure that they will, but...
We'll just have to see at the end of the day. Anything else?
No.
Well, we do appreciate everybody that hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can check me out personally at MDB Oaktree. You can check out Grif.
At Grif's Line.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken through and through.
Check out Baka.
At Baka Pickle.
Also, make sure you go to Grif's YouTube channel. She's got all these games that are on there. Hit the little sub button. Hit the little bell. And then, you can watch all of her stuff. And when stuff gets released, guess what? You'll know. It's there. Chicken always hits the first like button, but make sure you hit the like buttons on all of them that you watch too. So that way, it helps her out. Also, make sure you go to twitch.tv/Elite Chicken 313. Chicken, there's rain scheduled this week. Is there a possibility that you're going to make an appearance?
I have to find a game that I want to play. Like, I am so, I'm floating. It's like, I haven't found anything that's like, oh yeah, you want to play this. And then it's like, once I find something, it's like, I don't have time to play this now. I've got so much shit to do. Eventually, I'll find video games that I love again.
But make sure you go on there and hit the follow button hit the sub button for him for all that matter. Pay them man some money.
Buy my games.
But hit the follow button for him. That way you know when he goes live. Also make sure you're following him on Twitter. There's usually something out there when he goes live too. Or join the Discord. It's at the bottom. And then you'll know that way too, because he always makes sure that he adds everyone when he goes live on that. Also make sure you go to twitch.tv/Elite Chicken. No, that just did that one. Mine.
Hey, come back to mine.
Yeah, go to Elite Chicken 313 again. Also make sure you go to twitch.tv/MDB Oaktree, where you can check me out 4 days a week. Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday. And if I miss one of those days, I'll do a Saturday stream sometimes. So, there's that, where we're currently playing through Icarus, Fortnite, evidently. And, playing some weird stuff sometimes too. So you never know. Come in, join, enjoy. Join the world. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Chicken.
I'm Baka.
See ya.
Please hang up and try again.